And welcome in everyone to the Challenge After Show. Tonight we're talking about the Challenge, Season 37, Spies, Lies, and Allies, Episode 7, Uncle CT. Now, Pam and I yesterday actually did a deep dive of Episode 6, and we do a lot of predictions about what we thought would happen tonight. So that's up on our Patreon at the Challenge After Show. So if you want to check out that first before watching this one, we totally get it. But if not, then stick with us right now. Pam, how are you?
I am great. That was a fun episode. I'm excited to get into it and break it down. I'm excited that we did our predictions yesterday because there's a lot to talk about with that. Well, so stop if you want to pause and go to our Patreon, $1, and you can join and listen to that. See if you agree with us.
Yep. So spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Here they come right now. I'm going to start off with this. First of all, Pam, we were both wrong.
Yes, we were both wrong.
Second, did TJ make the right decision? Everyone who's watching this now knows who went home, knows who stayed. Did TJ make the right decision? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, tell me why.
Okay, so it's hard to really make that call because, you know, who knows? From what we saw, they show Fessy pushing Josh kind of away, and then they show Josh like reaching out to him in this one.
Correct.
So I was like, wait a second, he's the one that looked like he was using hands. I don't think it's fair. Or should we get into this deeply now? Okay, I guess we'll get into this.
This is the big, this is the, we can get into the details after, but this is the main thing we need to talk about. Yeah.
I don't think it's fair that there was a fight involving 3 people, we can call it 2 people, both responsible equally, to send one home and keep the other. Like, I don't think it's, I think that should have either been Fessy and Josh, you put hands, you fought, you're out, or neither. I don't think it's fair that, I actually feel bad for Fessy. I mean, I know I don't like him very much, but I feel really bad for him. I feel like he really got the short end of the stick there in this situation, and he handled it. I have to say, he handled it well. He was like, I take ownership. I would have been like, what the hell? I would have been pissed. I guess what can you do at that point? But I really felt bad for him. I didn't feel like he did the worst thing in that, and that he used his hands more than Josh did.
Yeah. I mean, these contestants know the rules coming in. You cannot put your hands on somebody else. So I think immediately after Fessy put his hands on Josh's forehead, he knew right then and there, I'm definitely going home. So he had about 24 hours after that to let it soak in, which is why I think he reacted the way he did, which was very like, okay, I knew this was coming. It wasn't a surprise to him. In fact, the fact that he went and apologized to Josh right away, I know they're friends off the show, so I think that's why he also did it. But I think the other reason he did it was he's like, oh my God, I should go apologize right away because I know that you're not allowed to touch anybody. But maybe if I apologize right away and Josh forgives me, maybe they'll also let me stay. So I thought that might be why he also did that.
I mean, even preparing to leave with that, like, oh, Esther, so we're going to keep you. Oh, Josh, we're going to keep you. I would have been like, okay. I really felt bad for him. That's all I can say. I'm not saying he didn't deserve to go. It's really unclear from what they showed us what the actual hands on each other situation was. Because
Pam, I could see pretty clearly Fessy's hand making direct contact with Josh's forehead.
Right, but again, Josh was coming at him, and he was like, "Stay away from!" Like he wasn't like punching.
No, he reached. The way I viewed it, maybe you viewed it differently. I viewed him reaching through the producer to get to Josh's forehead, and that's a matter of opinion. Right. People can comment in our comment section and let us know who they think should have stayed, who they think should have gone home. We'd love to hear from you guys. So yeah. But in my opinion, Fessy should have gone home, and I'm happy to see that the challenge did not send Esther home because I thought they were going to get us. We talked about it yesterday. I thought like that it's just getting so soft out there with the challenge and just with the world. I thought that even a drink to the face now, but luckily to see the challenge decided to not do that because I think they do still think that is too much to send someone home for.
Right.
And however, the one predicament I'm still on the fence about a little bit is Josh.
Yeah.
Because directly after that, I know that Fessy technically started it, but Josh retaliated, and I'm not sure he made direct contact with Fessy, but there was a producer in the middle, and when Josh lunged forward, he either it was accidental, but he elbowed or something the producer really hard.
Josh?
The producer, Josh did, and the producer like really like hunched down when he got hit. So
right.
I wouldn't have thought it was that. If they sent Josh home too, I would have understood it. But
right, me too.
They didn't show us Josh hitting at the end of last episode. They only showed it to us tonight.
Right.
But there was a lot of speculation on the internet saying, oh, well, Josh is going to hit a producer by accident and you'll see it and then he'll go home too. So there's a lot of people predicting stuff. And it did happen, but he didn't go home.
This is a really good instance. And here's another Patreon plug. When we do our deep dive for Patreon, this is an instance where listening to Tori's and Anissa's show, and Tori, because Anissa wasn't there for this, break down what happened will be really useful. Like insider knowledge will be really helpful here because we see what they showed us, which we all know can be very manipulated. So I want to know, we were scared. Josh thought he was going home. Fessy thought the Fessy was clearly I'm very interested in seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, Tori broke down the first half of it, but I'm interested to see what she says about the second half of the fight when Josh retaliates, because I watched it a couple times through, and it does look that he makes contact with the producer, but not maybe he brushes by Fessy, but it wasn't a hard hit on Fessy.
But even watching it over, what I'm trying to say is like we're not getting the raw footage. I mean, like we're getting a very edited footage. Edited, produced footage. So I would be curious what someone says really went down, and if everyone knew Fessy, if Fessy knew. That's what I'm saying. Did Fessy know he was going home and it was prepared for it, or was I don't know.
I'm big into conspiracies, but in this one it looked pretty cut and dry. They both got a hit in, and then they were separated immediately. So I'm not sure there's any other footage like that we're missing for that immediate moment. But again, maybe Tori can give us some gossip on her show. Yeah. We're really promoting them tonight. They should be.
Yeah, you're welcome, Tori. Also, really enjoyed Tori's bandana during this whole fight. She had a thing on her head, a schmatza that was really cute.
Yeah, well, I didn't enjoy Tori in this episode with the remarks she was making and her apology that we'll get into at nominations. I like to see how. I have a question for you about that. So yeah, we can start from the beginning of the episode. That was basically the fight. Nelson says in the comment section, he's
okay, so Josh and Fessy both put hands on each other. Like watching it tonight, that was my very first note was, okay, so they're both using their hands. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Watching it tonight, I felt like, that's what I saw. So I don't know. Okay.
Which is what I think it was just a fine line where they were just like, well, Fessy put his hand on him first. He made a lot more contact than Josh did. Plus, do we really want to send home two guys? Because there's going to be two random girls without partners. Like the logistics of putting teams together when you lose two guys, and what do the other two girls do for you can't put them with it. You would have to skip a whole. You would just have to put girls. No, I guess you
make it a guys elimination tonight if they sent those two home.
No, you wouldn't make it a guys elimination because two guys are gone. You'd have to make it only.
Yeah, but then I don't know.
You'd have to make it a girls elimination and no one gets a new partner. It's weird. Like they would just keep everyone, the people that are left up there would just become partners or something. So I guess they could have done it.
Yeah. So.
I wrote down that Fessy immediately apologized to Josh, and Josh starts sobbing in the bed, by the way. I mean, Josh really is so emotional. So the best thing about TJ coming out, he's like, Josh, what did he say? Josh, you gotta chill out. It's embarrassing. Like you're embarrassing your friend. And it is. In the beginning, when I started dogging on Josh, people were like, oh, you hate that he cries? Like, oh, you think it's, a man can't be sensitive? And it's like, Josh is not sensitive. Josh is emotionally unstable. Pam, I will give you this because I don't mind when a man's emotional.
Not me neither. That's what I'm saying.
But you called it from the beginning. He is next level. He's getting worse too. He's not getting any better with it too. Right. I thought we even predicted at the beginning of the season, maybe he's going to start owning the goofiness that is Josh and kind of just like living in the enjoying that. But he just gets
he needs to get a hold of himself. Like take yourself in hand, Josh. Jumping on the couch like you're going home. It's like that's what he did with Paulie at the thing. I think it's strange. It's like he's not, again, I don't mind a man crying and
Yeah,
being emotional either, but this is next level. You're right.
Who's going to go out? Like, not that Josh is looking for a normal, quote unquote, normal job, but who the hell is going to hire them if they've seen this show? Like, oh yeah, we want you selling mattresses. You'll be stable. You'll be able to sell. Like, what kind of jobs? Be like, yeah, we want Josh on our team because he emotionally invests himself and he's going to freak out on clients and all kinds of stuff. Like, he won Big Brother. He's got some money there. He's a staple. He's becoming a staple on the challenge. So he can do like a lot of appearances and people like him for being himself. So maybe he doesn't have to get like a real job. Maybe he can invest his money. But like, what corporation's going to be like, yeah, we want Josh on our team on the front lines promoting this product when he's going to like freak out over crap.
And he has no CT. Let's say Josh is probably 35. I mean, like 30. He's definitely in his 30s.
He's got to be 30.
I would
think Josh is 30.
Like his shelf life is not going to be like CTs. That's a rare, to be like doing this when you're 40. I don't think Josh is there as a competitor. So it's like, you better go get some counseling, Josh, because you're going to need a real job soon. Like,
I told you ladies this for the last couple of seasons. I'm ready for just a blow up of the cast. Give me Bran. I want like 100%. Bring back older people. Bring back people I haven't seen in a while. I'm tired of the same people being on every season. They're not giving us any storylines. It's over.
You. When they were having that powwow and Josh is crying and Fessy was, being nice, and it was Casey, Nani, Josh, and Fessy. I'm over Big Brother being our like vet alliance.
Yeah, why are they? I'm tired of them being.
Thank God they had that Devin, CT, Kyle, Tori, Emmy scene, because I was like, that's an alliance I can get behind. That's like vet driven.
Okay, fair enough.
These Big Brother people are still outsiders to me.
Pam, so at the beginning of the season, you said how worried you were that it was going to be such a basic. We know who's going in every week. And that's exactly what the season's turning out to be. It's literally, we all know. Like, it's no spoilers here. If Berna and Huey do not win next week, they're going in. Now, in the next on the challenge, I don't know if it's not really a spoiler, but you don't want me to tell you? Whatever. Okay, fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. But anyways, so unless they win, they're going in next week.
Of course.
It's crazy. It's like, I hate this type of challenge stuff.
Right.
It sucks.
A rookie needs to, it wasn't though, it's a little less, with that, it was like alliance and we're just picking these people off. And that is happening with the rookie teams, and there's no surprise there, but it hasn't bored me, the selections, because there are things, people picking who they want. And the girl, I haven't hated it. Yes, we know that the rookie teams are going to go in, but that's going to be over. There's only one left. So that's going to have to end soon, which will be interesting. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too, is we haven't been able to see a double elimination for the last couple of weeks because everyone keeps getting sent home. Anissa, right. and now this. So finally, if we can get Bernie and Huey both into an elimination, I don't care who goes home. I don't care if it's them. I don't care if it's two other rookies they put them in with. After that, it's going to be vets with rookies, and finally we're going to get some like, we don't know who's going in. And right. I've been dying for that. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited, and maybe Huey at least seems to understand the game. He's like, we need to win, and he's with Berna now. She's good. He's not bad. Maybe they can win next week. That would, I mean, I don't know, but
I would love to see them win the challenge just to mix up the ending. And anyone out there listening, there is a lot of news and gossip on Huey right now going all over the internet.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
No, I don't know anything. You're going to have to tell me.
Well, he's just saying a lot of, he's being called a racist and stuff like that. Corey L came to his defense and said we should, teach him more than reprimand him. I'll let you read it for yourself. I don't want to get into it. It's a long rabbit hole, and it's like, I don't even know how much I want to speak on it personally.
Shall say what he did or said or no?
He's using a lot of terminology he probably shouldn't be writing via Twitter.
Okay, I will check it out.
It's pretty. It's next level. Okay.
I've got a lot to say about Berna, so
so Emmy. Oh, do you want to talk about Emmy and Berna then?
Yes, okay. Emmy, Berna, and Esther. I thought handled herself. I liked the way her and Amber. I thought that I thought that they sort of squashed that and that it was over.
They did.
I liked the way Esther handled herself after that. She was like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. And
Right away.
Amber was cool. I thought both of them were cool. It was like, we got out of hand.
And that's why I was going to be super upset if Esther got sent home for that, because she realized she made a mistake. It was in the heat of the moment. She threw liquid on somebody. I mean, like, but if I said in the other show that we did, the Patreon show, like if someone gets sent home for that, it's like, how far are we going to go? Like if you blow a kiss to somebody in a rude way, are you going home? If you flip someone off, are you going home? Like when is it going to end? And I think physical contact with a part of your body to a part of their body, I think that's the line. Mm-hmm. But I also talked about spitting. I think spitting is also that's super disrespectful. Yes. And I think if you spit on someone, you should be sent home. But besides that, I don't,
Especially in the age of COVID, you could contaminate someone if you spit on them.
That is true.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's a zero tolerance for hands-on, and then it becomes murky with other things. But no, it was the heat of the moment. They ended it quickly. Esther took ownership and said, I shouldn't have done that. Amber forgave her. It's like, I'm a woman, you're a woman. They had a nice woman moment, and it was fine.
I love the way they both handled it. Amber didn't seem to be holding a grudge. She was being chill until but then at the end, Esther goes after her, but we'll get into that. Oh my goodness. So Emmy wants CT as a partner. That's a big storyline. I've been calling that for the last couple of weeks, Pam. I know you weren't around, but I've been calling that Emmy wants CT as a partner. I also called that Emmy was going to win and pick CT as a partner, which is something that I've been calling for weeks now. It actually happened. I don't know spoilers, but we'll go on. Sorry, Pam.
I hate to rain on I've been calling parade, but I think on like the very first premiere episode, she was like, I want CT. She was the one who like knew what was up. And we were like, oh, good. She at least. Or was it?
Okay, well, maybe.
Someone was like, I want CT as a partner. I think it might have been her, like knew from going in.
But then she must have not got to the cement blocks quick enough, because Berna picked him up.
Right.
And who did Emmy get as her original partner?
I have no recollection.
Right. I think it might have been a rookie.
Yeah, it definitely was a rookie, because she's gone through partner, I think.
She's only 22 years old.
That
is so freaking young for this show. Like, I understand it's definitely old enough to drink and all that stuff, but like you have a 22-year-old on this show with like 30-year-olds. And I know there's some people in their 20s still, but a lot of the vets, they're in their 30s at this point. You have to be. That is a big age gap, just emotionally. I mean, we always giving Emmy problems for crying and stuff. I still think she's too emotional, but she's only 22. I mean, she's very young to be on this show and to be playing such a big game. And she's from another country. Let's think about that too. Coming into this American game that she's probably never even heard of before. I mean, that's got to be a lot for anybody, but
no, she's playing a good game because she's
winning.
She's winning. And remember in the beginning when she threw all the shade on, she got Michaela kicked off that first episode by telling Tori and Anissa that she had a list and she was going after them. She's no dummy. And I don't think her melodrama is her age. I think it's her personality, but I'm here for it. I really like her. She's fun. She's an interesting competitor. I do think she's smarter than she lets on. I think she has a lot of game going on in her head. And yes, she's very young, but I think she's also quite strategic. And
I'll give her credit. I'll give her credit. She's winning challenges. She's playing a pretty damn good game right now, but she still annoys me the whole time. I'm like, okay,
she's over dramatic. I've come around to enjoying it now. And just thinking of her as like a teenager again, like, oh, she's like a little sister that's like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, her shouting out, props to her mother and her grandparents, and then to Romania. It was just literally, I mean, look, it's great that she won. Like, I'm sure she loves all those people, and it's great that it was just annoying. I was like, okay, enough, you won. All right, what are we doing?
You didn't win the Olympics. Like,
I'm such a jerk, but like, it just annoyed me. You can't help how you feel. It just annoyed me.
I loved it.
It embarrassed me a little bit. I don't know why I got embarrassed. It's
way totally inappropriate and over the top, but I like it. I like that she's like so
passionate.
Passionate, right?
Okay.
Like she knows something, and
so then that throws me to you love Emmy. Why don't you love Josh so much? He's passionate.
Because she's like, yay, thank you. And he's like,
I'm just giving you a hard time, Pam.
I know, but he's just out of control. Like this and what he did at the reunion, it's like, Josh, I don't know. I almost want to watch his season of Big Brother because I do not know how this guy won. Like he must
People have written to us. People have written to us in our comments and told us.
And what I'm gonna have to almost.
They said it was a lot of luck, a lot of other people making mistakes, something like that. But then again, I didn't watch it, so I don't even know. I have no idea.
I have got to watch it. I'm actually going to do that since I'm 2 more days. Friday will be my 2 weeks of COVID. So I am going to watch his Big Brother because you have to be kind of controlled. Like there's a lot of poker face that goes on. So I don't know how he won things unless it was luck. There is luck and weird things. And then there is like, if you win a lot of competitions, you're exempt. If everything falls in line, because I'm like, someone that's that cuckoo can't win a thing like that.
Big Brother's on Paramount Plus, yeah?
Yep. And so I think I watch it through Amazon, which is how I get my Paramount Plus. I think I'm subscribed through Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah, but yes, because I'm watching the current season. So I'm going to have to watch Josh's season because I do not understand how he got through and kept his cool.
I gotta ask you about Emmy lying to Berna. I think that's a huge storyline that they literally brush over. But I mean, I did appreciate it was only an hour episode, though. I do love these hour episodes. So Emmy straight up says that Berna says Emmy Berna went to Emmy. She said, "You're not an alien. People want you here.
God loves you. You're not an alien." I was like, that's beautiful sentiment.
Are you going to take CT? She goes, "No, I wouldn't do that to you." And they give a big hug. They get emotional. Apparently they cry a little bit. Someone does. And then if that's 100% true, I mean, that is definitely some would call it a great move by Emmy. Other people would say, well, Emmy, what does it matter? Why don't you just tell her, like, yeah, CT can be on my list. What is the problem? Why lie? Why lie to her, I guess? Why would it affect your game to not lie to her or lie? You know what I mean?
So Berna obviously knew that and got the vibe from CT. Well, they weren't getting along at the last competition.
Yeah.
Obviously, she knew that CT also secretly, that Emmy and CT both wanted that. It's like if you know you're the one person you're dating and someone else like each other, like you can tell. So she obviously knew. She came to Emmy and said, if you win, are you going to take, she's the rookie. She was trying to keep Emmy from going in. I think Emmy is a full-on liar. Like, I think she fully lied about Michaela and threw her under the bus. She knows what she's doing, and she just straight up lied. She told them, she was like, she came to me and asked, and I said, oh, no, I won't. I mean, like, she fully lied to Berna because you don't want to show your hand. I mean, Berna was trying to keep her out of going in and put in Amber anyway. And
so I guess my point is, Berna made it sound like they were really good friends in the house, which I don't know if that's true. And then at the end, Emmy says, we weren't friends at all. And so I want to know where the line is, if they were even friends or if they just talked a couple times, because it's very confusing because both are one's denying the friendship and one's saying they had the friendship. But I don't know. I just think it's very interesting. I don't care that Emmy lied to her. I just wanted to know what the motivation behind it was, because if you go into an elimination, you win, that person should know that their partner can be stolen. It's part of the game. It shouldn't be a big deal. She just didn't want her
gunning for her before she had to. What if she didn't go in? Why tell her that's my plan? I mean, I think you just not show your cards. I think.
But my point is, by not showing your cards, you guarantee create an enemy with Berna now. And if we think that Berna is a good player, if she gets an opportunity as an agency, who is she going to throw in? It's going to be Emmy, and that's where Emmy, I think, could have just been honest with her and said, hey, look, CT is on my list of like 3 guys. Pretend there's 3 guys. Be like honest. I have maybe CT, maybe Devin, maybe I want Kyle. I don't know why you would.
You would have been pissed no matter what. So it's like, why?
Giving her the warning, I think, could have diffused it. Yes, I know you're mad at me, but I'm being honest with you. I don't know. I just think there's something to that.
I don't think you're wrong. I just think, I mean, she didn't. She's got no problem lying. I think that in terms of the friendship, I'm sure they were friendly, but it's like, how good of friends, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like, dude, we're not friends. This is a game and we're friendly. Like, I do sort of see Emmys, but Berna and Esther are some intense mofos. Both of them are very intense. And I don't know why they are obsessed with Amber B. Like, I don't even love Amber B.
It's not even, it's also Amanda. Amanda did a talking head tonight where Amanda said she doesn't trust Amber B either. I'm like, why are all these? And I wrote it down. I said, people are really hating on Amber. Berna, Amanda, and Esther all don't like her. And I want to be able to be on someone's side here, but I can't jump on this side. I can't figure out why they hate it so much. And Jen and I talked about it last week. What aren't they showing us? Because I can't buy it yet. I don't know what's going on.
I think, and this is completely, I feel like Amber B is annoying, like is an irritating person.
And I said that.
I said
that, yeah.
And that's fine. I can sort of see it. I hate to say it. She's one of those people that's like, because she's good at things, but she acts like me, which that again is the personality trait that
Berna says that she's playing the victim after that fight. So Berna does jump on that card, which I'm like, okay, she never apologizes for yelling at Fessy for literally no reason.
In terms of so I get not liking her like on a personal level, but I think they're making it because they don't like her. Like, oh, she should go in because she didn't apologize. It's like, apologize? She was the victim here, basically. I mean, she wasn't playing the victim. She got instigated. She didn't start it. It got started and it involved her. She talked, it's like she got a drink thrown on her and then they squashed it. It's like, apologize to who?
So you know who should be apologizing? Tori, and she does. But do you buy into this apology? Because with Devin, who did the talking head, Devin was like, nope. And I'm like, oh, I don't buy this either. She's saving her ass right now. That's all she's trying to do. Not that she had anything to really worry about, but she's trying to save it for the future in case one of these rookies wins.
Exactly.
That's all it was.
But also Tori, Corey, whoever they're saying, it's like, again, Corey said it best. He's like, he's a grown man. He should control himself. I don't care if I said, oh, he ate your pizza.
Okay, time out though.
That he did this after.
Is Corey a grown man, and should Corey be spreading 100% lies? That's
lies like he ate your pizza?
Look, Corey didn't even do that. Corey just egged it on.
Corey did. And it started out, again, I do believe them. Like, no one thought it was going to go there. And again, Amanda's like, well, do you know Josh? It's like, I thought he maybe was less crazy. Like, it wasn't, the intention, I think, was funny. And I'm 100% team Corey Tori on stirring that pot. Yes, that is silly. It is not their fault that these adults lost control of themselves. It's not. People do things. You could stand there and instigate someone all day. If they punch you, they're still the one in trouble. Yeah. And saying they ate your pizza and getting in an argument that Josh wasn't even involved in, he could have been like, I don't care, I'm not going in there, or this is about pizza, but he didn't. He went crazy.
Yeah, well, Josh basically is helps send Fessy home with everything that happened.
Yes.
And the dude that gets Fessy eliminated or DQ'd helps him bring all his bags to the car as well. Like, oh my, it's so weird. Like, oh yeah, I'm the reason you got sent home. We already made up, and now I'm helping you bring your he had 4 suitcases. We actually talked, Jen and I, about how many bags are you allowed to bring to this house? Because they usually only show you with one. Fessy had 4 bags when he was walking out. I was like, oh damn, that's a lot of bags.
Gotta put those turtlenecks and chains somewhere, Dan.
Yes, he had to bring all his spy attire. Yeah. Yes, he needed room for it.
And a suitcase he opens with just gold chains down.
But last comment on why does everyone hate Amanda B so much?
Amber B. I think it's just those two. I think really Berna and Esther are the ones that really this week. Esther didn't like her because Fessy didn't like her. So I sort of get that.
I think it's important for our, for the people watching us on YouTube to comment in the comment section what they know about why do Esther and Berna and even Amanda, because Amanda was calling out Amber tonight as well.
She's calling out Tori. What did she say about Amber?
She said, I'm over Amber. I forget what else she said about it. But Amanda said something too. Why do these girls hate Amber B so much? What aren't we seeing? What gossip do you know? Please write it to us in the comment section.
Okay.
Because I made the point last week. Maybe they're just jealous of Amber. Girls get jealous, and the jealousy turns into, oh, I think that girl's fake, but it's really just jealous of them because of how they look Or how about the fact that she won
She's
last
a champion.
season? Thank you.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
she
why
wins when they try and get rid of her. She goes in and wins.
So jealousy turns into this girl's fake. Is that true? I don't know.
It is really hearkening back to me the Kendall situation from All Stars season 1. Everybody hated Kendall, and I was like, I get it. I find her irritating too. However, they're wrong in this. Like, I understand not liking Kendall, and I think it's the combination of not liking them as a person and they're a threat. So it's like, well, that together, I'm going to go ahead and be like, they're fake. Like, you can convince yourself. I don't think Amber's fake. I don't think she's done anything wrong. Like, like in truth, it's like you brought her into a fight. She said stuff. I mean, like, what's she supposed to do? That's fine. She's going in and winning. She's being honest. Her alliance is betraying her. You know, they don't like her because I don't know why exactly, but I think it is a combination of a threat and just her personality they don't like. But like, just not liking her personality doesn't make it fair to, decide that she's fake and doing all these things wrong.
I'm trying to look up because I don't want to go too much about Kendall, but remember, Kendall wasn't even invited to the All-Stars reunion, which is so weird. And then second, is she going to get cast for season 2? Because that should be. I know we discussed it, but I don't remember if she definitely was in it.
I think she was, and I think because I'm pretty sure she was, and we'll but I remember being like, okay, so they don't totally hate her, like they cast her again. I don't know why it's not like they don't want to deal with Kendall anymore.
I know.
So I don't know.
Okay, well, let's move on to nominations. Okay. Did you buy into Tori and Corey's apologies? Because I didn't, like I said earlier.
I mean, I think they're sorry that it wound up the way it did. I don't think that they're sorry that they said, oh, Fessy ate your pizza.
Okay, fair enough.
You know.
So in nominations, Esther and Fessy get compromised. It was so obvious once Fessy. I was the last time I'm going to say Fester, by the way.
Fester, that's a good one, though. Too bad.
I said it. I made it up like 3 weeks ago with by accident with Jenna, and we all laughed. And then we made up Jester the other week, which is Josh and Esther.
Oh.
I did Jester versus Fester. I did a whole thing on it. But yeah, so we know Esther's going to go in. Why wouldn't you? Because then you only have to vote in one person to go against her.
Right.
Where if you said, I want Emmy and Huey, then you have to pick another guy and another girl. But they knew for sure that if we picked Esther and Fessy, it would just be a girl elimination. It made it a lot easier on the agency.
Right.
So Esther got screwed because of Fessy in a way too. So now she's definitely going in. And then Emmy has this talk with Emmanuel about, hey, if you don't want to be with Huey anymore, because you know damn well, we won't call you in this week because we're friends. But no matter what happens, you're probably going to go in that next week because you're still with a rookie. So here's your chance to go in there and get your dream partner. And it's been kind of a common theme throughout the season because someone just went in the other week. Logan just went in the other week to get, by the way, I don't even think I saw him once in this episode tonight. That's crazy.
No, yeah.
I don't think I saw Logan. I forgot Big T was on the show until I saw a blip of her tonight too. It's crazy how you don't see people for weeks at a time. And then, but Priscilla reprised her role as the narrator tonight.
Yes, I enjoyed Priscilla. I was like, shout out to Priscilla. We get to see her now.
She is the narrator of this season. They can't get anything on this girl besides, hey, we're going to use all your narrations because we don't put you in episodes.
She does a good job, though. But
that's what everyone's been saying. That's what everyone's been saying.
Well, Nelly, like they showed Nelly with like a Berna on his lap here and there, but he's not on the show ever either. Like other than
and Nelly hasn't. Bettina, Bettina's getting no playtime. They tried to get her thing going with her laugh. That was good for like 2 jokes, and they were like, "Okay, we got nothing else for this girl to do."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So Emmy's going in, and also Emmy and Emmanuel talked about. Emmy was like, "I want it to be physical." So I think Casey was leaning towards Amber B, and if it was more mental, they probably would have put Amber B in. But I think they did Emmy a solid by putting her in. She wanted a physical.
I think right when they saw it was Hall Brawl, I think no doubt in their mind they were throwing in Emmy because they wanted to give her an opportunity and. She felt confident doing any. She said physical. She said as long as it's not a puzzle. Well, there was literally 0% of a puzzle. It's not even like a side thing where you had to do some, or as Emmanuel would call it, intelligence. You have to do a little physical, a little intelligence. That's what Emmanuel said it was. No intelligence tonight's needed. Just bang into somebody. And They actually did. We can get into Hall Brawl if you want. They did try to mix up the Hall Brawl, do it a little differently. They had us climb a chain fence, but also, did you notice on the ground it looked like there was ropes? So that's kind of annoying, I would think, to run on that.
Yeah.
Did it look thinner to you? I think I'm just imagining this, but the hallway looked really tiny.
I can never get a good
I know
perspective on that, so
I got you.
It didn't register to me that it looked thinner, but
it was definitely very thin. But it's also two girls running through that instead of two like broad-shouldered guys. So I guess it could be thinner.
Maybe they were trying to have them like utilize the fence and stuff more by making it thinner. It's like, I'm gonna climb the fence and try and
I love that they brought the bell back because I like a good bell dinger.
Me too.
Wasn't there a button before they had a button for a couple seasons? Like, this is lame. I want you to be able to run through the bell.
Yeah.
But they put the bell up high. I would prefer the bell to be in the corner again so they can dive for it. I like that.
No, I liked the bell up high because you had to climb, so you could have had.
That's interesting, but like, it wasn't even like a high climb. I wanted it to be like a little more like. Wouldn't it be cool if at the end of the obstacle course it's like a rope ladder for like 100, like 50 feet in the air, and you got to, after you bang out somebody, then you got to climb up a rope ladder to bang a bell. Now we're really adding.
Yeah, that would have been something.
And if that's what happens with the guys, because there's going to be a guy Hall Brawl, they will do it before the end of this season. There's going to be
Fessie's gone.
Huh?
Thank God Fessie's gone. If I had to watch Fessie take people out in a Hall Brawl again.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Barf emoji.
But so yeah, exactly. So if there's going to be, wouldn't that be cool if there's a really tall ladder they had to climb and bang a bell, like something just give me the same thing but different.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I want it to be mixed up a little bit.
Yes.
Did you see the cameras on their helmets pop off when they made first contact? They both had the little cameras on top. What they showed in slow motion, both, not just one camera, both heads, they pop off. It was pretty cool looking.
Yeah. It was a good Hall Brawl. Like it was a good, I think everyone did the best that they could.
It was hard. They're both around the same size. I couldn't tell who was who for a little bit. I didn't know who was who.
I had to look at their helmets.
I was trying to look, but the helmets, I couldn't see. They really need to put them like bigger and brighter. It was hard for me to tell who was who in this case. Eventually, I figured it out, especially in the second round when I really paid attention for like who was starting on each side.
Yeah.
But even then, they kind of collide and do like this thing. I'm like, wait, where am I? Where is everybody? So that was annoying. Mm-hmm. They should have it on the front and on the side. I feel like I need it on every side of that helmet so I could tell who was who, and in hot pink or something. Right. Yes. I don't know. So I was annoyed by that, but overall, I really enjoyed it. It definitely was one-sided. Berna didn't really. Oh, sorry. I'm way off. Esther didn't even. She had an opportunity to hit that bell, and she totally whiffed on it, though, on that second run.
She did a good job trying to, fight Emmy from getting, she did a good job of defense, I think, for as long as she could hold up.
Yeah. But I mean, it was definitely, Emmy had pushed through past the middle, though, pretty good there.
Yeah. I mean, Emmy did it. Emmy won.
Yeah. This is kind of off topic, but I just thought I'd bring it up. Oh, well, I'll do this after. Will Esther return to the challenge in a future season?
Sure, because now I think she will. I mean, she was doing well. She's declared her desire for vengeance. So if they do another thing with, this broad international cast or something like this, I think she would. This is one of the first people that has gone home that I think has a chance to return. Because the last person to go home was Gabo. He's not coming back. The person before that, I don't remember, but this is the first person I'm like, okay, I know maybe Michelle. Maybe Michelle's the other one I can maybe think that might make a return. Yeah.
But by the time.
And Corey L. No, you don't think so? See, I think Michaela, Corey L. I think there's a lot of people that made a mark real quick like that. We'll see. Only time will tell.
No way Michaela comes back. Mark that on the tape so you can.
I think you're totally wrong.
She comes back.
I think let's put money on it. $10 bet. You heard it here first. Me and Dan. I think Michaela will be back.
All right, but with that said, I'm never going to make you pay me $10 if you win. So this is kind of one-sided. But
yes. Well, come on. You can make me pay $10 if I win. Take it out of Come on, take it out of something.
I was gonna say make it a gentle ladies or a gentleman's bet, but yeah, that's
fine. But I want that $10.
I know you do. I know you
when
do.
I win. You're paying me when I win.
I just know I'm gonna win, so I feel bad taking your money, Pam. That must be it.
Okay, I hope that thought.
All right. Well, tell us in the comments below if you believe Michaela will come back, but they're mostly on your side because I remember after episode 1 I asked that question and they were all on your side about it. There was a commercial tonight, Pam, that I wanted to run by you.
Me too. I enjoyed the commercial. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if it's the same commercial. Did you know, Pam, that they now have a challenge fantasy out?
Oh, no, the commercial I liked was like write a letter to your younger self. And CT's was really cute.
Oh, I missed that. What the heck?
CT's was like really sincere and cute. Anissa's was like not as deep. It was
I think I did see a brief thing of CT. I remember him saying that, like telling himself to like relax and calm down a little bit.
Yeah, like chill. Or being vulnerable doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you more of a man.
Yeah. But the thing I'm talking about is, you know how they have like the NFL fantasy draft and stuff?
Yes.
Apparently you can go online and you can pick like challengers that you think are going to do well throughout the season or maybe just on that night. I don't even know how it works, but I saw they have a fantasy now for them. I'm like, I'm not going to participate, but there's something interesting to that. Not my cup of tea, but yeah.
You know, as not a sport person, I don't quite know how those things go. Like Bachelor, there's like Bachelor brackets too, and I'm always like, I don't understand.
They do Bachelor brackets.
Oh yeah, like who you think are gonna, and I don't even like understand enough to participate. So I probably will not be participating in this either. But sure, you know,
go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah,
hey, do what you got to do. You know, mix it up, fantasy league.
That is the entire episode. So Emmy is now with Uncle CT. Berna is now with Huey. That's the only rookie team left. Berna feels betrayed. Berna feels paralyzed by this. She can't believe that this happened. And Esther then gets mad at Amber B again, saying that she's fake and that she's coming for her next time she's back on the show.
Which was weird. It's like, what are you talking about?
I wish there was more context to it. I wish there was a really good reason that she could give us. She appeared on the Aftermath last week and she gave us an awful reason too. So Esther, like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You guys made up last night. You threw a drink on her. I think just for getting Fessy. I think, you know, she blames Amber B for blowing up her game. It's not Amber B's fault. I get why she's mad at her, sort of, but it's like fake. She's not fake. What do you mean she's fake?
There's just too much going on, and too many random things had to happen for Esther to go home tonight. That Esther could have stopped it in a couple different ways. I mean, she could have just beaten Emmy for the last. Her last chance was just to beat Emmy, and then boom, she's good there. But then also, you know, get Fessy out of that room immediately and stop arguing with Amanda about it. Take Fessy, but she also has never been on this show, so maybe she doesn't understand how this stuff works. But your first thing you should do, look at your partner in the eyes and move him to a different area to stop any of this from happening.
So I think she was a little on a high horse. Her and Fessy were doing well.
They were.
When Amber called Fessy a snake, she's like, don't call my partner a snake. She was I think she was hitching her wagon to Fessy being good and them doing good as a team. She felt pretty untouchable, and instead of being humble and trying to talk Fessy down, she got into it.
Yep.
And I think she blames Amber for all of this, where of course it's not Amber's fault, but Amber was the catalyst. So if you're looking for someone to blame, you know, it's easy to make it Amber, but that was like, it's like, I'm coming back for you. Like, Amber was like, what? I mean, Amber hasn't really done anything wrong.
Well, Team Fester is officially dead. They were one of my picks to make it to the end. I still think if Fessy keeps his hands to himself, I think there's a much different storyline happening here, because if you think about it, if they still end up going into an elimination tonight, somehow Fester and her, keep calling it Esther and Fessy, if they go into elimination tonight, which they wouldn't have if they, if they did, that means that he is in a hall brawl again against Huey. And as we know, let's just say that Emmy still beats Esther, but then Fessy goes against, and then if they have to do another round where he goes against Huey again, I mean, there's no way he's losing to Huey in a hall brawl. It's just not going to happen. So the outcome may have been entirely different, and they might still be in the game.
I mean, coulda, shoulda, woulda. We'll never know.
I agree. And they're gone, and they're gone for an appropriate reason, as far as I'm concerned. I'm glad
agree.
the other two. I'm glad that Esther at least stayed for the time being, because I didn't think that throwing a drink should make her go home. So
I just can't believe Josh is still there.
That hit that he hit on that, I'm telling you, that producer hit was pretty brutal. Tell us in the comments below if you think who you think should have stayed and who you think should have gone home. R.I.P. Fester in the comments if you're still listening. Hashtag R.I.P. Fester, because they are officially not on the show.
R.I.P. Esther.
We'll see you at the reunion.
Yep.
Any final remarks? Any final comments, Pamela?
No, I think we really covered it. So we'll do a deep dive on our Patreon. So subscribe to our Patreon at the Challenge Aftershow. And we need your feedback on all this stuff. Oh, my final comment is on our last Patreon, I mentioned Josh on Upward, a Christian dating app.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to give me the tea on that, please.
All right. So explain it to the audience a little bit more so they understand the context.
So I'm just watching TV, and I see a commercial, and it's like, are you looking for, it's like hot 20-year-olds, and they're like, I'm looking for Christians, local Christians. And then you see Josh, and he's like, I'm looking to connect with people of my same faith. And that was it. And I was like, look, it's Josh. And my husband was like, oh, are these like all influencers? And I was like, no, I think he's like not playing Josh. I don't think anyone knows who he is. I think he's like acting in this commercial.
So basically what we need to find out is, was he acting as just an actor in the commercial, or was he, as Josh from the challenge, promoting this Christian dating site?
I mean, they didn't like have a this Josh MTV's challenge.
Right, it didn't say at the bottom
any identification, nor for anybody else. All the people were good looking and looked moderately familiar. This is my theory, because I did do a deep dive. There is a site that Josh is on. It's almost like if I had a product and I wanted people with really big social media following to do it, like where you can find influencers. It's not quite as high end as someone with like a real agent type thing doing it for them. It's sort of like find a social influencer to be in my ad, and it does people and their like metrics, like how many, and he's on that. So this company could have been like, we need some people with whatever, and they cast a bunch of people that have a lot of social media followers. Ironically, though, Josh does not have any of this on his Instagram. Like, he's not promoting this which makes me think it's a separate situation. I don't know, guys.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the episode, what kinds of jobs can Josh get with his emotional background? Well, you know what? Apparently, a Christian app. Yep. He could be hired to do that and make $300 for the day.
Yep.
So there you go. I wonder if he's getting residuals.
Yep. And I don't know, because then tonight he was wearing Kabbalah is a like a Jewish mysticism. He was wearing the red string, which is typically affiliated with Kabbalah. And I'm like, is he just every religion? No, I think he really is Christian, but it could have just been a bracelet and had nothing to do with that. But I looked at that tonight and was like, is he going to be on a Kabbalah app next?
Who knows? He might be. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Episode 7, Uncle CT, it's in the books. Please, please, please comment in our comment section. We love to hear from you guys. And also check out our Patreon, The Challenge After Show, $1 a month. You can check out all kinds of crazy content. Jenna and I just did our favorite reality shows of all time. Pam and I did a deep dive on episode 6, Alien. Some such interesting comments on that from between you and I, which was great. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us for this conversation. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
See you soon.